Okay guys, if you want to skip this introduction where I'm talking about what each category means from the significators, because I get all these questions, oh, I teach the same cards everywhere. No, these are significators. If you already been through it, know what I'm doing, just jump forward. At 5 minutes, this is when the reading starts. Okay, for those of you who don't know, please go through it once. That's all it would take. Okay, and also you can check more about this reading on my website, cattarot.ca. Thank you. Hi guys, these are July X series, so let me make this generic introduction for the new ones and for those of you who actually forgot about these dimensions that I'm exploring over here. And I am going to put the stamp down in the description so you can just jump through it if you already know what this means, but this is not going to be that long. Please check on my website for this spread. It is on the special. Currently it is $50, and I'm not going only 1 month when I'm doing a private reading. I'm actually going up to 3 months and exploring this actually much deeper than here on the site. So okay, the very first category, it is a 1. It is a magician. This is telling me, is this meant to be? Sometimes you can be 30 years with a person and it's just simply not meant to be. So we are going to be exploring this dimension. Then, so basically, do you have everything that you can lift this relationship off the ground, and is it going to be really that fulfilling? Then the second one is temperance. In the upper situation, we are seeing an angel that is merging 2 different people together and successfully, and look, there's this shine on going from his halo, right? But in the reverse situation, I want to see what is really not working out. So I mean, every relationship has its own basically cross to bear. So here basically we are going to see what is the obstacle, what needs to be glued in this relationship. Queen of Wands is generally representing sometimes fire signs, but in this spread I always use Queen of Wands because this tells me about dating, feeling at your best, because people do come back because they kind of like want to feel as best to each other, right? So that's what's going to be like one significator. And second significator for your partner, which could be male or female, it is up to you. It's kind of intermingling kind of things, is going to be Knight of Wands. So if this is like on and off relationship, more or less like if that somebody's an ex, because again you want him to kind of gallop on a big horse and kind of like get you, or you want this energy flying. Or for those of you who are going through you know, official breakups, would be King of Wands. So this is for on and off relationships, or if he's coming back, right? And now we have the 8 of Wands, and 8 of Wands is going to talk about the communication and the energy in between the two of you, just to see what's happening there. So Queen of Wands, how he or she sees you. 9 of Wands, how basically this person feels about themselves, what he thinks, what he feels. And then it's bringing me to Judgment. This is one of my actually 3 major karma cards, and or 4 in total, because I also include Ace of Swords to be one of the karmic ones. So simply, what is karma talking about is connection. And lastly, the last category is going to be 4 of Wands. So here I really want to see if you guys are going to the next level, the quality of this relationship, and so on and so forth. So this is this much about the spread that we are going to be reading here for July. So we're going to go first 10 days, second 10 days, third 10 days, and then I'm going to give you a sneak peek for the beginning of August, because I have to do that a little bit later, because on the 1st I would have way too much work on my hands. So I'm moving this from the 7th to 7th. And guys, don't forget that I have the other types of readings. I have karmic readings, I have past life readings, I have 20 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on how many questions really you have. What is really also important for those of you who don't know, that there is also a Viber on Facebook, and I'm trying to kind of like give you different aspects of each card and kind of like give you kind of positive notes. So join in, and anybody who shares any of my posts this month is entered into a contest for getting one of these 3 readings. And for those 2 of you who still didn't contact me regarding the reading that you want for June, please do. All right, so let's jump in. So Cancer, hello, happy birthday. Let's see if your ex is coming back. I have already shuffled, just finishing shuffling to see King of Pentacles. For those of you married couples, kind of interesting. It looks like there was an extra person in this whole story for those of you. Some kind of factual thing. All right, Cancer, from July the 7th to August the 6th is your ex coming back. So let's see the toolbox. What do you have for the first 10 days here in July? Page of Cups. Somebody was offered something and it was rejected. So it looks like the first 10 days is really not the fertile soil for things. What needs to be glued? He needs to be glued, and this is very pertinent to people who are kind of still wondering if a bigger relationship that they had, meaning bigger, something serious where you live together, marriage. This means your partner maybe is stubborn, maybe your partner is rejecting you, and kind of really partner has to, well, fix is not a great word for this particular situation, but partner really has to figure out what they want in order for this to move forward. So, as I said, significators, either this or that, can be you or them. It doesn't matter the gender. Don't worry about that. You will know which one is more pertinent. This even can actually talk about a third person, so keep that in mind. So, most likely, generally, this kind of like represents you. So, wow, so you looks like you really want to build it. Like King of Pentacles is like, wow, I stay firm, I want to do it, I want to build it, because like King of Pentacles is representing the sign of Taurus, and Taurus is like the one for stubbornly building families, trying to progress, enjoying the life luxuries, like building a home. Taurus absolutely hates renting. They want to own their own home. And so now we have the 2 kings. So it looks like maybe this can also refer not only to some like more established relationship, but maybe the passion in the relationship has to be revisited. Maybe somebody doesn't feel really important in this, and you're being seen as the person who actually wants to build it, who does want to actually put this hard work from day to day kind of like existence, kind of like really make it work. So let's see the energy in the communication. So there you go. There is like the third person. Remember, we had these 2 cards coming. Looks like they're still together. So it was interference to your relationship. Definitely, it could have been something that set you off the course. So let's see your partner. What did they think about themselves? So see, they were juggling someone. Or this also card can mean life. Kind of like, I don't know what in this life I really want to be, kind of a thing, right? It's certainly indecision between the 2 aspects, and it's taking finances in account and taking their own situation, kind of handle this sort of a thing, right? But it's kind of like nervousness about who they are and where they're going. So Judgment, let's see the karma. Whoa, not the right timing the first 10 days, and we see it. We see it. It will be rejected in the first 10 days, guys. Just, I know it's already like what, 6th or 7th, and I'm doing these readings. So yeah, you do it in this first time, you'll be sorry. It's going to be tears, right? So let's go in the next 10 days, 10th to the 20th. In the first category, we see here, somebody doesn't know what they want, or they want something special, because this in other decks is being called card of luxury. See, he's sitting under the tree. He's kind of a little sad, right? but he's crossing his arms right in front of his heart and rejecting something that came out of nowhere. So this is again talking about this rejection, right? So what needs to be glued? Well, look, now we have King of Cups, like we have lots of kings. So this is kind of like lots of positioning happening over here. So King of Cups is emotional manipulation. Generally, you, Cancer, would be Queen of Cups, King of Cups, and Page of Cups. It could be that it's you who kind of cannot maybe find the way to mobilize the energy to go forward. Maybe you're still lured into, well, did I make the right kind of thing or I didn't? But that actually as well could be you, because you're trying to figure out who you are. Are you the heart? Are you the passion? Or are you really kind of person who can move forward things? So how are you being seen? Well, you see, again, this card is a tricky card. It does show 3 people. So again, it can identify that there is one person who is definitely in the position to kind of like be up, and the other 2 people who are in a position to receive. So give or receive. So this is also Pentacle card, and Pentacles are always to me talking about established relationships and moving forward, and you need to move forward on a really pragmatic level. And somebody's maybe giving more, somebody's taking more. So this is calling for this balance. Communication, whoa, again 3. So like it's really clear to me. So short of getting 3 of Swords, I'm seeing this repetition of 3 people. Like you see 2 people leaving and 1 person staying, and 1 person being so smug about the victory, not realizing you cannot win. So 3 on 3. Yeah. Nobody won this situation, guys. This is a sad situation. Like 3, 3, 3, and somebody juggling. So this is clearly talking to me that there is intrusion, and it's intrusion on all levels. It's on financial, on emotional, on mental intrusion, and it feels horrible. So your partner wants to be single. Your partner currently is into, you know, well, I need to figure out who I am. I need to stand on my feet, and it's into maybe just very career oriented at this stage. So let's see what is the karma saying about that. Karma is asking for balance. You see, you had the Temperance reversed, but in Temperance in the upright situation, you see this said it's not right timing, and here is saying, karma is saying, look, things have to happen in due time, and every element has to be in place for this to function. So when Temperance shows here saying you need balance, you see here it asks for balance, and here it was warning you, like you cannot win in relationship. There is no such thing as winning. If you see, oh, I won him over, this is not the right relationship for you. So the truth is that what the partner wants, to be really solid and steady on their feet, is actually the way to go, because on some level you, Cancer, you also want it, but you kind of like more or less see yourself within a relationship. In any case, this is a promising card. It says balance yourself and other things will get balanced automatically. So let's go here into like the quality of relationship. You see, there is a loneliness over here that is happening, but it's a number 9, which is linking to your partner. So your partner does want to be left alone, literally kind of left alone. So let's see the last decan of the month, the last 10 days from the 21st to 31st. So we have Queen of Cups and we had a King of Cups. So 2 of you guys are still not a couple. There is like still polarization of who wants what and who can contribute, who cannot contribute. It sounds to me, guys, that you are the ones who want it more, where the other person is in their own situation. And even though there is a third person that keeps showing up here, this third person is not your partner is not really interested in that third person either. So what needs to be glued? Look, living in the fantasy land, like living out a relationship for something better. But is it better? Or is it just like in your head? Like we cannot be 5 years old, right? We have to continue chasing the right thing, and real people have real issues, and real issues pop up in a relationship, and it is how we deal with them. You cannot win. You have to resolve it and be this giving and sharing. So how he sees you, wow. He does see you as sneaky. He does see you as the one who took something away from them. Anything from peace of mind to literally taking something away from them. So like now there are 2 sevens, and sevens are spiritual. It's kind of like lifting up, learning, but also sevens are very unstable and fives are unstable. So this is kind of like a huge instability for you, and it kind of sucks in your birthday month, Cancer. It really does. So look, somebody's running away from their problems. 4 of Swords reversed. It's telling me this. It's kind of restless energy and keeping yourself busy, just not to think about your problems. In Cancer, sometimes you do clamp up, and it could be you, but keep in mind, this is not, that doesn't have to be reality. Sometimes we are seen one way, and this is not the way it is. So it is just their perception. And it could be their perception that you are living in a dream world, and it could be their perception that you are manipulating them emotionally, or that you are too emotional. However, they are still willing to talk to you. Actually, look at here is like the sign of, well, you know, I did go and try to see elsewhere, but elsewhere was not that great. I want to see what will happen if we talk. See, but there is karma saying, okay, some healing is taking place. Like, I mean, this is the worst thing that can happen. You're backstabbed, you're lost, everything is gone, you're dead, right? But like when is in this situation, like after the balance, the healing is starting, right? And as I told you, when you put everything in balance, things start to work differently. And it looks like, even though there is like, still looks like bickering, give and take, you did that to me, or no, you did it to me. And instead of like dealing with the problems, it's kind of that accusatory kind of flavor. But look, this is saying, look, you know, there is like possibility on the horizon toward the end of the month. Like there is like, see, you have a 6 and you have a 6, kind of, there is still some passion that is going on over there. So let's see the sneak peek. Okay, so getting out of the cold, kind of like feeling stronger. You guys need to desire each other equally. This is really important, that you kind of like feel, it's also would be good to go out on dates. It will be good to gather, because like this is a single person sitting and enjoying himself and still crossing his heart. Kind of like this is more asking to get out of this, because it's highly emotional, and I think this is asking you kind of like are maybe too closed over here, and this is what this energy tells me. Look, you're getting the Judgment card here, so saying something really important will be happening the first week in August. The Judgment here means things from the past are coming to the surface, and it could be that you have been sneaky, or whatever you have been accused of being sneaky is like how you're perceived. So clear it out. This is asking you to clear it out, but in a really good way, because this is saying to you, whatever you do right now, it's going to affect you karmically. So be careful how you approach things, how to communicate things, because this is definitely a communication card. It has to be a win-win, right? Because it has been lose-lose. So certain things will be brought to the surface. You see, it could be, you know, that somebody will be unfiltered, or that somebody kind of like spied, right? And maybe, you know, somebody, this tells me about social profile spying, or so your partner has 8 on 8, and your partner is kind of like really weak, and kind of like doesn't know how to continue. This is extremely important for the people who are dating a Leo. But here karma is saying, guys, you know, the breakup is looming if you do not address all these issues that have resurfaced. Even if you are attacked about something and you say, no, I didn't do it, and how dare you, and it goes back and forth, I think in your situation would be much better to say, look, you know, it is what it is. Let's see why you feel this way, and no, this is what happened, because that approach would be that more balance that is kind of requested. And it's saying, look, you know, it's lots of bickering, like be very careful about it, because if you continue going in the bickering, if you continue going in avoidance of the problems, this is not going to be repaired, even though it does have a potential and is going to be the opening toward the end of the month. So again, Cancer, this is just a preview of 1 month, but for your personal kind of like view of relationship, contact me for a private reading, then I go into much further. Thanks, enjoy your month, and please don't forget to check your monthlies. Love you.